Welcome to The Preferred List, a podcast about the people behind the best wedding days. I'm James, a wedding filmmaker. I've spent years in the industry working alongside incredible vendors, and this show is all about real conversations with the ones who make it happen. Whether you're a vendor or a couple, you'll get honest insight, good stories, and maybe a little inspiration along the way. Let's meet today's wedding vendors. Hey girls, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to have you guys on. We have Angie and Grace from Love It at Stella's. I will say, I always see the dress hanging there, and I'm like, beautiful, love it. Let's get it on. Let's start the day.
Yeah.
But there's so much more that goes into finding the right dress,
Yes.
finding the right dress for the bride that you guys have in the shop. And so I'm so excited to dive into all things bridal wear and even some formal wear stuff,
Yeah.
and to just get the tips and all the stuff from your guys' expertise in that area.
We have plenty.
I know.
Much wealth of knowledge.
I'm so
Too
excited.
much.
Before we dive into that, though, we're here at Hazelwood Weddings. Hazelwood Weddings is a modern wedding venue in New Oxford, Pennsylvania, specializing in weddings, micro-weddings, and elopements, with easy access to Gettysburg, York, Lancaster, and Baltimore. It's built specifically for weddings, and you'll find an intentional variety of bright, open spaces, bathed in natural light and surrounded by stunning woodland views. Hazelwood is the perfect backdrop for your day and an even better backdrop for your photos. And I know you guys just got the chance to meet Kate. She is such a joy to be around, and this is just such a nice space.
Yes.
It is. It's gorgeous.
So I am grateful for Hazelwood to have us here,
Yes.
and be like letting us be here, set up, and be here for the 2 days or our film days here. But girls, how's it going?
Good,
Good.
good. It's so beautiful out here. The colors are so vibrant right now with the fall.
Yeah.
I know. I just put the drone up and I'm like, I can't. It's just too good.
Yes.
It's a little less sunny than it was this morning, but this morning it was like perfect.
Wow.
But I'm so excited. Just give me the backstory. I know we were just talking a little bit off camera beforehand. The backstory for Stella is just so cool, interesting, and unique.
Yes. It's a
And
rich history.
give
Yes.
us the history, give us the rundown of how it all started.
Yeah. So Stella's has been around for well over 60 years now. Originally, it started as Pacey's in downtown Baltimore on Eastern Avenue. And you might know it from the actually original Hairspray movie. It was filmed there. It was the Hefty Hideaway for. I can't remember her name, but the lead character's
Yeah.
mom.
Sorry, I'm
would
not
go
helping
through
at
the
all,
Welcome
but
to the 60s.
It is a cool story.
Yes, it was one of my favorite musicals as a kid. But yeah, so it started out as Pacey's, was around forever. They had 30 different locations. A lot of our brides' moms actually got their dresses there. It was super well known. And then it was purchased by a Greek family. And the tradition in a Greek family is to name your firstborn after your mother. So the owner's mother was named Stella. So there actually was never a Stella's that worked at Stella's, which is so funny.
We get
Yeah.
asked all the time.
All the time.
Where's Stella?
Yeah, who's Stella? Can I meet Stella?
Yes, they're like, "Are you Stella?" I'm like,
Like,
no, I am
no.
not. But it is really sweet, and it always is nice when we can tell our story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then about probably, we think it's like 17 years ago or so, our current owner, Doris, purchased Stella's on Eastern Avenue. She still lives down there in the Canton area, so she loved it. And we decided to move up to Westminster in Carroll County about now 11 years ago.
Yeah.
So we've been there for 11 years, and our space is beautiful. We're in an old schoolhouse. It's a historic, huge brick building with beautiful arched windows, and we really made it our own on the inside. We did beautiful tin ceilings to really reflect the time period it was built.
Yeah.
And being in a historic building is so nice because
It is.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
it brings back like the history of downtown Westminster, and just really makes it special. So
Yeah, it's
grateful to be around.
such a fun story and so much history, even though it's not. You said Baltimore, like you said it like you were from Baltimore. Like Baltimore, it's like a Lancaster. People don't say Lancaster; they say Lancaster. He's a Baltimore.
Yeah.
I was like, that's That's such a funny way to.
Yeah, it's funny. We're kind of on like the outskirts of Baltimore,
Yeah.
so we get the Baltimore brides, but we also get tons of Pennsylvania brides.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have this like perfect little triangle around us
Yeah.
of reach where we get our brides from.
Yeah.
So it's always
And you
fun.
have so much space inside of your shop as well. You're saying it's
Yes.
like 8,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a very large shop, which we're super lucky to have. I feel like a lot of other bridal shops are very limited in their space. So we have a ton of dresses.
Yeah.
So many dresses.
Yeah. And like Grace was saying too, with us being in an old school building, all of our rooms are very separated. So it's not like a warehousey, oh, all the dresses are on the wall and I just have to like go behind a curtain. Like
Yeah.
we have private rooms regardless of if you book one or not. They're nice and private for our brides.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's so cool. So you guys are out here as sort of the front-facing manager type.
Yeah.
You are literally managers, but the manager type people behind the things that are happening at Stella's.
Right.
I'm curious if you could just give me a little rundown. How did you each get into the bridal dress kind of world?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to go first?
You can go first.
Okay.
You've been there longer.
So I started at Stella's actually in high school. So a little over 10 years now. When we first opened in Westminster. So I grew up in Carroll County in the Westminster area. And I started in a high school. I got my junior prom dress at Stella's,
Oh, that's so
which
fun.
is crazy. And yeah, I mean, Doris just kind of saw something in me and took me under her wing and really grew me into the manager, stylist, all the different things that I am today.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just kind of continued to love it. Everybody says like in this industry, especially in fashion, which is I feel like a different part of the wedding industry. It's a little bit more like specific and niche. You get bit. You really
Yeah.
get bit by this bug. And Ange can attest to this too. You don't know that you're going to love it so much until you start, and then you just cannot stop. And I know that that's true, obviously, probably with you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every wedding vendor is going to tell you, yeah, I love it. As much as we get put through the craziest things, we just love it, and you can't stop.
Yeah, was there something? We'll jump to your story
Yeah.
in just a second. But was there something in that first did Doris like, hey, you would be good at this, or like she saw something, but like, what was the something?
Yeah, so I think that I had previous boutique work before. So I worked in actually two different specialty boutiques, which is crazy because I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I started working at 13 at a small boutique on Main Street in Westminster, and it was just like jewelry and apparel, and I was just like, oh wow, I really like this. I really, really like this because it's kind of like it's different than big business. Small business is so personal.
Yeah.
It is so personal and so intentional, and each person that comes into a small business talks to a real person.
Yeah.
And I think that is what makes it so special. So yeah, I mean, based off of that, I had just finished a holiday stint at a boutique I was at, and I was looking for a new job. And I bought my junior prom dress at Stella's, and Doris actually noticed how I hung up the dress. It was with care and with intention, and I wanted to make sure, everything was good with it, because I was like, oh, this is one of the most expensive dresses I've ever bought in my life,
Yeah.
And back then it was like maybe like $100. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was on sale, like yeah. But yeah, she noticed that and she's like, oh, are you looking for a job, maybe? And I was like, yeah, actually, funny enough. And I was 16.
Yeah.
And she never left.
And I never left. Yes. It just kind of, it bites you. You just fall in love with it. And over the years, she started kind of pushing me to use my eye a little bit more. I originally started by helping buy for the season for prom. And then as we went, I started going with her to bridal market in Atlanta and then Chicago and New York, which really kind of was the glamorous part of
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
I have to
Um,
imagine buying the dresses for the shop is probably pretty fun.
It is.
yes, yes.
It's a lot of thinking, but it's very fun.
Yeah.
It's funny because it can get a little brain melting, to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
honest.
At some point, they all start to look the same
Yes,
Yeah,
which we
once
yeah.
hear
you've
from
been
our
there.
brides too,
Yeah.
Yes.
and we feel it too. We
Yeah, for sure.
understand
Yeah.
that.
Cool story.
Yeah.
But Ange, you should talk
Yeah.
about.
So I actually started at Stella's during the pandemic. My mom had been working there probably about a year. And I was a junior in college studying graphic design and just wanted a job over quarantine. So I started working at Stella's, actually steaming the dresses in between each individual try
Glamorous.
on. Yes.
Glamorous.
COVID
We
things.
we thought that it did something at that point,
Yeah.
which it didn't. But
It
after
probably looked
that,
really nice after,
it
though.
It
did.
did,
Yeah.
It did.
yeah.
Nice and clean for the next bride. But after that, I started like just helping with the Pinterest and doing stuff like that. And then the social media manager that we had at the time left. And it was funny, they posted on Instagram. They're like, "Hey, we're looking for a social media manager." And I was like, "Hey, I already work here.
Yeah, can I
Like
do that?
I can do that." So I started doing that, and then I started seeing brides. I didn't take customers initially, but then I started seeing brides probably about 3 years ago now, um, and then it's been 5 years now. So
Yeah, that's so fun.
yeah,
Do you love the social media stuff?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I feel like it's a totally different perspective being both the social media manager and a
Yeah.
stylist
Yeah.
because there's
It's a
like
different mindset
It is.
completely.
yes, it's like putting the trends out there, but then it's also our our everyday bride isn't the trendy in her own way,
And they don't need to be.
right,
Yeah, they don't need to
exactly.
be. So, if you could demystify a little bit of like, what is a bridal stylist? Like, what goes into it? What are
Whew.
you expected to like do or not do?
Well,
We're a little
yeah,
bit of a
a little bit
therapist,
of therapist, personal stylist, advice giver,
a little bit of a mind reader.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a leader, definitely in a group setting because you have to be able to understand each person in the group. So
Yes.
the bride, of course,
Yeah.
we're like number one is all about her. But then you also have to think of the mother, the
Yes.
mother-in-law, the maid of
Yes.
honor, the grandma, the
Yeah.
grandma.
Yes.
Sounds like she might be a little opinionated.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, anybody else that's in the party, sometimes kids can be
Yeah.
there. It's something new with every appointment.
Yeah. And we all have our own kind of method to running the appointment.
Yeah.
Primarily, we start out. We actually offer a lookbook that our brides can go through, which a lot of stores don't do. So they can see everything that we have in the store before they even come in.
Oh, interesting.
And they can make favorites. So we have a general idea of what they may be looking for. But we start out the appointment just pulling a variety of different things, especially if it's their first time. It's so important to try on a variety.
Mhm.
And then we really narrow it down from there. But the in between steps can change bride to bride.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's probably like 1,000 or thousands of different dresses, styles, ways that the styles can like present themselves
Yeah.
on different brides. Do
Absolutely.
you think that there's like a lot of brides that have their mind like made up, or are they coming in and being like, look, I like these styles, but I have no idea what's going to look good. I just need some help.
A little
It's
bit of both.
yeah, definitely a good mix.
Yeah. I think that today's bride has done her research.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
knows what's out there. She knows where she can get it. And I think that she doesn't always know exactly what her style is going to be.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we come in. So sometimes she'll come in with a full Pinterest board and we'll be like, yes, this is exactly what I want. Or she'll
Yes.
have done our lookbook and it's like, okay, we have like 50 dresses on here that we want to try on, which can be amazing. And it's like, this is great. I can then pull from here and say, okay, these are going to be within your budget.
Okay.
These are going to be within your size range that we can try on today.
Mm-hmm.
That is a huge thing for us. Our stylists actually don't work on commission, which is kind of unheard of in the bridal shop industry. Yeah, it's a
So
really
just unpack like what that does
Yeah.
for the brides that you guys have.
You can kind of think of it like you're buying a car. The car salesman gets a cut off of whatever car you purchase. And in some bridal shops, that is the case for the dress you buy.
Yeah.
And there's two main reasons we don't work on commission. One being we're not going to push a bride to get a dress that's out of her budget just because we want a cut of that. That's totally unfair. But it also
feels icky.
It feels very icky.
Yeah.
But also it doesn't promote any like competition between our stylists. If there are brides with different budgets, we can meet all price points. But if there is a bride that comes in with a $5,000 budget, we're not all going to be like, oh, we want her.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it makes our main goal just find you a dress.
Yeah,
that you
the
love.
camaraderie of the team. There's no like money getting in
Right,
between.
Right.
Like,
and
how
then
do we
you
do
can
this?
be happy for the bride.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I would be just as happy if you bought a dress on our, aisle ready rack for $500
Right.
that I would for a dress if you bought for $3,000.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a bride that comes in and wants to spend 500 and doesn't want to go above that at all.
Absolutely.
And there's going to be a bride that's like, well, just show me all the options. Like,
Yeah.
there's not really a limit or something like that.
Yeah.
Is there advice that you have for brides who don't know where to start? Obviously, they can look through the lookbook, or they can look on Pinterest, or they can look on Instagram. But even that, I feel like, can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, even you said 50 dresses from the lookbook, and I'm like, good grief, that's a lot of dresses.
It
Like,
is.
how do you narrow it down even from 50?
Yes.
But where do they start? Do you recommend like finding a style that you like, a cut that you like? Like,
Mhm.
And that is what your initial, first time coming in, like, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here to help you figure it out. I had a bride actually this past Saturday that was so nervous. And a lot of times our brides are, and that's okay. It's totally okay. Everybody has a different experience.
Yeah.
Some of our brides will come in like dressed to the nines with their little bride sash and their tiara, and we're like, yay, this is so much fun. And we also have brides that come in and say, I hate wearing dresses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, that is fine.
Yeah.
Like, we are here for you to figure out what it is that you love. And if that is not a white dress, that's fine.
Yeah.
If it's a ball gown, that's great. Whatever you love is what we're here for. So
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the best advice is just come see us.
Yeah.
We don't put any pressure on our appointments. So if you come in not expecting to buy your dress, that is totally fine. Like, our main goal is to just help you figure out what you want.
Yeah.
And usually it is the first couple dresses, we'll have you try on a fitted one, and we'll have you try on a flowy one, and just what feels better for you. And that doesn't mean we can't explore this, that, the other down the road, but just starting with small decisions. We hear it all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so indecisive. I don't know what I would want.
Yeah.
I think just like those small little victories of, oh, I do like a flowy dress.
Yeah.
Oh, I do like this neckline
I can even, as
better.
you're explaining it, I can even picture a bride being like, okay, I like that fitted look.
Yeah.
And it's like from there, you can pick the cut, the neckline, the sleeves, the shoulder
Right.
straps, the sleeveless. Like, you can
Exactly.
have like all of that other stuff like fall into place once
Yeah.
you figure out.
It's a process.
It
Yeah.
is. And that is kind of how I operate during appointments. It's kind of like an elimination game in my head.
Mm-hmm.
Once they say like, oh, I really don't like how this looks on me, then I'm like, okay, then I won't pull any other dresses that do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is just like kind of really narrowing it down and helping them realize that they are making small decisions along the way to figuring out what that dress is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you find that there's like, and to preface this, I know very little about dresses, to be completely honest.
It's okay.
I'm saying the words like cuts and all this stuff, and I just know that there's different styles.
No, you're doing great.
Do you find that, I appreciate that. Do you find that there's like body types that fit with like certain styles
that's
really, really good?
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
And I don't want anyone to feel like bad about the way that they might like a dress and it just doesn't fit well on them for whatever reason. But
I'm really glad you asked that,
is there some of that
actually.
that works?
That is one of my favorite things to kind of be like, no,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we honestly, all of us at Stella's and like really personally feel it is not about your body type. It
Yeah.
Okay,
is
cool.
so much about what you love. It is about what makes you feel good and what makes you feel like a bride.
Yeah, and if you feel confident when you put that dress on, what the dress looks like does not matter.
Gotcha.
It's just how you look in it.
So
How you
is the
feel.
confidence piece, how you're feeling, like is that kind of the linchpin to be more like this dress might be the one, or we're getting really close
Oh
to what
yeah.
we might be finding as like
Exactly.
the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit of skill to get used to, but when the bride puts the dress on, we can usually tell before they do, just in the way that they carry themselves and like the way that they look in themselves in the mirror is
Yeah.
totally different.
Like light
Um,
up a little bit more.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can.
Smiling.
It's they just
Yeah.
like finally relax,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the whole appointment it is stressful, because you're like on this mission to find the dress.
Yeah.
But
And
once
the
they do
worry of
find
like
it,
not finding. I
right?
feel like they're probably
Yes.
stressed they're gonna go
Yes.
and like not find something they like.
What
Yeah.
makes us so happy is when a bride has been to lots of different shops
Hmm.
and she comes into us and she's like, I'm so done. Like, I'm so stressed. I need to find a dress. Like, I don't want to stress anymore. And we're like, we got you, like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
got you. And it really makes us happy that we can do that for them
Hmm.
and give them that clarity and that sense of comfort, honestly,
Yeah.
that they're just in the right place.
Yeah. So I'm picturing the setup. Maybe there's like a couple bridesmaids or a maid of honor that's there, maybe mom,
Hmm.
maybe other mom, like
Yeah.
maybe there's like a small group of people. What's your best advice for the bride that's trying the dresses on to navigate like she's got stuff that she likes,
Yeah.
but everyone else is gonna have
Yes.
sometimes
Their own
meh
opinion.
opinions.
Yep.
Sometimes they're gonna have like real strong opinions, and sometimes they're gonna say them.
Yeah.
And I can picture like a bride who's tried on a dress, and you're seeing her light up and glow,
Hmm.
and like smiling, and then grandma will throw her under the bus gently. She's like, don't like it.
Yeah.
Like
It happens.
how do we like
Absolutely.
manage that for them?
Again, this goes back to Angie's point
Yeah.
of we all run our appointments a little bit differently. Each stylist kind of has their own approach to running the appointment. But one thing that a lot of us will start out with is, hey, when our bride comes out in her dress, I just want you guys to know I would love her to give her opinion first.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that way, it kind of sets the tone of like, we are all on the same team. We are all here to support our bride.
Yeah.
And if we have a big group, sometimes
Yeah.
we have big groups in the store of like 6, 8 people. And it can be a lot of different opinions in her ear, because she's a people pleaser if she wants to bring that many people.
Yeah.
She's a people pleaser. She wants to make sure grandma sees her in her dress and she loves it, and mom cries,
And it
and
might be
mother-in-law feels
super
included.
important that mom loves it too. As much
Yes.
Yeah.
as she wants to pick something that she loves, she could be the type of bride who's like, I need the stamp of approval. Even
Absolutely.
if
Yeah.
it's not like people pleasing, it's just like you want her to be like
To
bought
love it.
into the dress.
It's your
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
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 You want everybody to be happy. You want everybody to enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So kind of starting out with, hey, I'm going to let them know that like we're going to do this. That takes the weight off her shoulders and puts it on ours.
Mhm.
Because then we're like, all right, we're going to lead this and we're going to make sure everyone's happy. You just enjoy your time today.
Yeah, because it is a little bit of a celebration.
Yeah.
It is.
Like pop the champagne, we're trying
Yeah.
dresses on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I'm
Exactly.
not, but so we've talked a little bit about like um, the difficulty potentially with who's there
Yeah.
and maybe the opinions they have or don't have based on how gung ho they feel about sharing those. Do you have advice for like more generally like who should brides be inviting to that space?
Yeah, so I think it's really important that if you know beforehand that, someone is not going to be on your side during that appointment, just don't invite them. It won't be fun for you and it won't be fun for us as
Well,
stylists.
it might cause a little bit of a hurt feeling there, but it seems like from what I've heard you guys talking about this whole time, that moment could be huge to have the
Yes.
right people there
Yeah,
for.
I've had brides before that they just didn't bring the right people and they found their dress, but that prevented them from saying yes to it. And one of the nice things that we offer is an unveiling appointment, so you can bring those people once you say yes, and it's
Gotcha.
just an elevated pickup appointment, but that you already have the dress secured, and
Mhm.
they can come see it once you've already said yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's one option. If you're giving advice for like, okay, that's cool. I know I need to bring the right people. How do I figure out, like you said, on their side? Is there anything else besides that that you're like, hey, if you're thinking about the people, this is the framework that I want you to be kind of going through?
Yeah, I mean, we ask brides when they come in, are you bringing everyone you need to say yes to your dress today? And I think that is really important. If there is someone that is super special to you, make sure that they're there. If you feel like you can't say yes without them, make sure that they're there. But if their opinion is going to prevent you from saying yes, then leave them home.
Yeah, and even
Yeah.
on the flip side of that, from what you just said, like if there is a person that needs to be there for you to say yes, the worst thing that you could do is find one then and be like,
Yeah.
well, I hope they like it
Yeah.
if it's that important to the
Yeah.
bride.
Yeah, I think that sometimes that can be very difficult to, for us people pleasers out there. It can be very difficult to say you can't come to a loved one that's like so excited to be there, but you know is going to be not on your side.
Yeah.
So it's worth having those conversations with people. And I know that can be scary, as much of wedding planning is. It is kind of all about the family.
Yes.
So having those conversations with people ahead of time and just telling them how you feel, I think will open them up so much more, and just being honest with them of saying like, hey, this is my vision. It's what I'm really, really loving, and I need you to be on my side.
It seems like even you could just if there is a concern about one of the people that could be there, is like, hey, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Like this
exactly.
is going to be a big decision. I value your input, but like let's keep a lid on.
Bottom line, it's
Yeah.
my dress.
Yeah.
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 I mean, and like we've said, that is not all on the bride.
Yeah.
Like, that is usually on us. That
Yeah.
is on us as stylists to be in charge of your appointment and make sure that you're feeling great,
The whole time.
and your team is feeling great, and everybody is on the same page. And trust me when I say that works.
Yeah.
And we are proof that that works very well. And everybody ends up leaving happy and celebrating, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Are you guys seeing like style trends that are kind of popping up that
Yeah.
are kind of like recent things that you guys are loving?
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of really good trends right now. But like I said, our brides are all so different.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have some that are a little bit trendier and want to kind of reflect what they're seeing. But I feel like there's always this undercurrent of like, I want to be classic and timeless.
Hmm.
So we do see some of those trends pop up. Um, but a lot of times it really is just like what the bride feels the best in and what she connects with, and that may be something that another bride totally hates, but for that bride it is so individual and so focused that
Mm-hmm.
we don't always focus on the trends. It's just what are our brides going to love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a trend that happened
Mm-hmm.
in the past that you're like glad is not a thing anymore?
Everything is
You could
circling back
spill the
right
tea a little
now.
bit.
Everything
Yeah.
is coming
Is it?
back. Yeah, I mean, if you want, we can get into a whole trend thing. I mean,
Yeah,
we
go
do a
for it.
lot
Spill the
of
tea.
Ange and I
Yeah.
do
I
a
want
lot
the
of
tea.
the trend research at the
Yeah,
store, just
absolutely.
being chronically online. But I mean, we can get into it if you want. Like, it's a
I
lot.
think I think what would be helpful, and maybe I'm speaking for the bride, so let me know if this is true. I
Yeah.
think it would be helpful for brides to just get a little bit of a better understanding of what's out there,
Yeah.
what's normal, what's
Hmm.
different, what their options might be. And I know that it would be easier to see options just looking through
Yeah.
Right.
and coming in and seeing the dresses, but even just as they're kind of sitting there thinking about like what do I want my dress to be? What do I want to feel like in it? Um, to me, I'm like, gosh, there's so many options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they started with like, hey, these are kind of like common styles that people are
Mhm.
gravitating towards as like a
Yeah.
starting spot, and then you can go flowy, or you can go more
Yeah.
fitted, or you can
Mhm.
go like these different directions.
Yeah, I mean, I think the heaviest trend right now, and I don't even like consider it a trend anymore because it's been around for a year or two, is that basque waistline, which is a pointed waist instead of just a straight across waist.
Mhm. What is that?
And there was a whole thing a couple months ago where people were like, "Oh, that's the mason jar of current bridal trends," but all it really does is just kind of like makes your torso look a little longer. But that's one of my current favorites. It's on a lot of our styles. But again, it's just kind of, I hate to say like what flatters your figure more because we don't really care about that. But it is sometimes just pretty. It's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think that it's kind of sounds a little bit cheesy, but I think that the current bridal trend is very much what feels like you.
yeah.
Like
Like
an authentic.
authentic version of you. The most like I say all the time, like what makes it feel like you times 1,000?
Hmm.
Like the most glamorous or the most bohemian or the most whatever version of you that you want to portray on that day, what feels good.
Yeah.
And I think that that is like so cheesy and so like oh my god, like oh okay. But honestly, that's the truth.
I
I
think it's a
mean,
good framework.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, if you're going into it with that framework, you're not going to be like pigeonholing yourself into like,
Yes.
I have to have this style of dress, or it has
Right.
to look this way on me. Like you're saying, like
Yeah.
it can look however it looks as long as you feel like it's
Good.
Good,
authentic to
Yeah.
you.
exactly. And we can say all day, like the trends are like classy, clean. The brocade look is really in with like that textured fabric. Like
Hmm.
we're seeing like glitter tulle be really popular and phase out and phase in. And I mean, the drop waist is back from like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, we can say all day what the trends are, but that doesn't matter. What matters is what makes you feel authentically you. And if that's a pink dress, if that's a
Yeah.
rainbow dress, amazing. I
Yeah.
love that. Like whatever you want.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be white.
And I think too, going off of that, we work with a lot of designers that can do full customizations.
Hmm.
And I feel like that is almost a trend
Yeah.
um, because you do get to have that personal signature on your dress. And it's like, oh, I really like this, but I wish the neckline was a little bit different.
Hmm.
We can change that for you. And automatically, no one has that dress in the world
Yeah.
except you. So I feel like we've seen a rise in that and just like a little bit different.
Hmm.
Um,
What are some other ways that they could
oh,
customize?
there's so many
Oh,
ways.
whatever you
You
want.
guys are like, oh,
That see,
Yeah.
that is what we love.
yeah,
It's kind of that's where we can get creative,
Yeah.
and help a bride design her dress. Like that's what like really makes me excited. I do a lot of the customs in the store, and it's just so much fun. But yeah, I mean, like you can do anything. Like the sky's the
Color.
limit. Sleeves, no sleeves, like
Yeah.
neckline change. We've done
The
like
fullness of the skirt.
yeah, shape changes. We do like if she wants to change the entire fabric of the dress to
Yeah.
be something totally different, like that is so much fun.
Yeah.
If the bride has vision, we can make it happen.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think that is like my biggest tip, kind of going off of that, is just being able to come in with an open mind. Like, I think it's really good to like say, like, oh, have a good idea of what you want when you come in. But I feel like also saying, like, it's fine to not know what you want at all,
Yeah.
because I've had so many brides that come in and they're like, "Oh, here's my Pinterest board. All the dresses fit this like theme,"
Hmm.
yeah,
and that is not what they choose at all.
yeah,
And it's just totally different. And I think being able to be open to the possibility that there is something else out there that you may love, or there is the possibility to create something that you love,
Yeah.
is really helpful.
yeah. So when I'm sitting here and I hear custom dress, I'm like, oh, that sounds expensive.
No.
Yeah.
But
That is the
unpack
thing.
that
Hmm.
and give me like a little bit of a, obviously all dresses are going to cost a different amount, and
Right.
Yeah.
how much you change it is probably going to cost a different amount. But like, how much different is it to go, let's customize this a little bit versus leaving it the same?
It depends obviously on what you want because the more customizations you go, obviously the more expensive it gets. But with that said, our dresses don't go over like at the most right now like 5,000 at
Yeah.
the store. We are bringing in a couture designer, Haley Page, which we're super super excited about.
Yes.
She is kind of the like forefront of unique and different
Yeah.
right now. So we love her. But yeah, so her dresses are a little bit more on the higher end line, but we do not exceed 5,000 at the store, and majority of our dresses are in the 2,000 and under range. We also have dresses under 1,000.
Yeah.
So it again is dependent on the person, but with customizations, it's usually not that much more expensive. It
Yeah.
could be like another like $1,000 if you do like 10 different customizations. But most of our girls that do customizations, it's usually only like maybe another $200.
Yeah, I was gonna say some of our we work with a private designer that it's kind of just like directly working with the manufacturer instead of working with a
Gotcha.
named designer. Um, and customizations with them can be anywhere from like an additional $50 to $100 for the bride, and
And
that
it
could
could,
just be adding buttons
yeah,
or
and it
something like
could
that.
take what was like I like this dress to like, this is exactly what I was looking for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're not, if it's $1,000 dress, adding another $100 is, it's not going to be like groundbreaking.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it's so cool to have the opportunity, right, to like make it even just a little bit better,
Yeah.
or even just like a little bit more of what the bride had in mind, even if it wasn't what she thought it was,
Right.
Hmm.
like when she first got there. But I'm sure there's a bride sitting there thinking, she's listening or watching, and she's like, cool, sounds great, but like, how long is that going to take
Yes.
Yeah.
to get back? Because you obviously want it done well. You don't want it
Hmm.
rushed. You don't need a button popping off because it wasn't sewn on
Right.
correctly. But how long does it take to get those changes made?
Absolutely. So if you're doing a custom dress, it is going to take more towards that like 6 month time period to get your dress. And that is kind of like rule of thumb. If you're
Mhm.
ordering a dress made to order or made to measure, it is going to take more towards that 6 month timeline. Usually we say to our brides, like your dress is going to take about 4 to 6 months to come in. So yeah, I mean, to expect that timeline is good, but you'd also want to have time for alterations.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be having a made to measure dress, that's a little bit different than a made to order dress. So a made to measure dress means that the dress is made for you, like to your exact measurements. And a lot of times we'll do that when we do a custom dress, just
Gotcha.
because it makes sense. Because
Yeah.
if you're getting like custom sleeves, obviously you want them to fit rather than having them done later. So traditionally, if you were to purchase a dress either off of our racks or order a size from a designer that doesn't necessarily do customizations, you would want about 3 months for alterations
Yeah.
after the dress arrives. So that's when you're going to get in with a seamstress, talk about fit, talk about if you do want to do any kind of alterations to that base dress.
Mhm.
That's when you would do alterations. Other thing would be if you are doing a custom dress,
Yeah.
then you're going to want that, make sure you have that 6 month time frame. And then you may not need any alterations when the dress comes in, which I know literally everybody is like, all the seamstresses are like, ah, when I say
Yeah.
that. So that is not 100% accurate for every person. If usually we're going to have body changes, we are people
That's the
Absolutely.
and we
thing.
are
Like over the
women.
course of a year,
Yeah.
your body could fluctuate up and
Yes,
down,
so
side to
much.
side, like all over,
Yeah.
just from life.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The last thing we want is for you to be at your wedding day, like something isn't working right.
Right.
Even if it's
Right.
just like a feel, like it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
We're not
Yes.
saying like the zipper's not going up or it is going up. We just want it to feel good.
Yes. And that's why you want to start your alterations 3 months out from the wedding, not necessarily like if you were to buy your dress a year out. Like
As
we're
soon
going to,
as your dress comes in. Yeah.
yeah. So like it depends on who you're going with design wise in our shop. But usually we would, when you say yes to dress, we take your measurements, we figure out what's going to be the best size with the least amount of alterations. Because
Mhm.
obviously we want it to be cost effective for you. We don't want you
Yeah.
to be getting a dress that's 2 sizes too big, 2 sizes too small, and then have to
Make
get
big
a
changes.
Right.
zillion
Yeah.
alterations when it comes in. That's not fun for anyone. So we do try to get it to be the closest size as possible if you're not doing custom measurements. So it's kind of like It depends on who you go
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, it's kind of a double-edged sword too because you want to give yourself plenty of time to find the dress, obviously. But if you do anticipate changes to your body, then buying that dress a year out can seem a little scary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But normally, just like a 7 to 9 month time frame, a little bit longer. We prefer you start at a year to just figure out what your style is.
Even if you went out a year to like, I like this dress,
Yeah,
this cut, these additions, maybe,
yeah,
you could at least have that locked in at the year mark. And then
yes.
maybe like that 7 to 9, you can actually like go
Go and
ahead
get the
with the
measurements.
purchase and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like that would be a good time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a big purchase and like you were saying, you can change so much within that time frame that it's it can cause anxiety, but that's
Mhm.
what we're here for. And it's very rare that we've had issues with, somebody changing so drastically
Yeah.
that they need something else.
So there's obviously a lot that goes into the bride picking the dress,
Mhm.
but you guys are cultivating an entire shop full of dresses.
Yes.
And I'm sure no offense to the brides, there might be more that goes into like what dresses you get into the shop and how many of each style and walk me through like what that whole process looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So traditionally, we usually only have one of each dress as like style. As we are a small business, wedding dresses, I mean, as you guys know, talking to the audience, they can be expensive.
Yeah.
So we actually pay for each one of our dresses in our store, which is a little bit different from like how a department store would work, like
Mm,
Macy's or like even Target or something like that. When you're talking about niche retail like this, every single one of our pieces are handpicked by us.
Yeah.
So we curate all of our dresses, our jewelry, our veils, our mother of the bride dresses. Every single one is picked because we think that our customer is going to love it. Whether it be we pick it based off of a trend or based off of, oh my gosh, I had 5 brides last week asking me for long sleeves and I don't
mm,
And
have
we
any
don't
to
have
show
it.
her in
Yeah.
this
yeah.
specific size range. So, I mean, we stock dresses from size 4 all the way up to size 30 in the store,
Hmm.
which is also something I think that sets us apart a little bit.
Yes. We got
Um,
something for everybody.
yes, we try to have something for everybody because usually sample size is kind of like in the like size 6 to 10
Yeah.
range, which bridal sizing is whack. Like,
So
just
that
know
does
Just
that.
don't
not
worry about
mean the
that.
same
Exactly.
Yeah.
That does
number.
not mean the same thing. So usually it's about like 2 sizes up from your regular size. And that's not because the designer wants you to feel bad or anything like
Yeah.
that. It's just kind of based off of like European sizing. That's where a lot of our designers will get their materials. And sometimes that's where they're manufactured. They could be manufactured in China, Taiwan, Myanmar, India.
Yeah.
Uh, we have some in the Netherlands, like literally all over the globe, Spain, like whatever you want. They source materials from different countries to bring it together to make one dress. So the size is a little crazy. It's kind of like jeans, honestly. We
Yeah.
always say that to our brides. We're like, when they're like, "Oh, do you need my size?" I'm like, "Okay, well, like, what's your jean size?" And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, I'm kind of different sizes than different designers." It's like,
Exactly.
You
exactly.
yeah, you will
Yeah.
be here too.
Yes, exactly. So a good rule of thumb is just like, it's good to like know that you're going to be about like maybe 1 or 2 sizes up. And that's helpful to know, especially since we carry such a broad range of sizes at the store.
Yeah, and that it does get a little difficult purchasing dresses in that instance too, because some things that may work really well on a fuller figure body may not work well on a smaller bride. But we do like to have options for everything because, like we said, what makes you feel best is what works.
And you want to hopefully have that, at least that they could see. Maybe they don't
Exactly.
have the exact same size that they would need, but they could at least see it in the shop.
Yeah,
Yes.
we get pretty crazy with the clips.
Oh yeah.
We
We
can
love
put a
clipping.
size 20 dress on like a size 8 girl.
Hmm.
But yeah, picking styles, it's not really an exact science. Sometimes it's, oh, this dress does really well, and this is like a sister or cousin dress to that.
Hmm.
Or like this neckline has been performing really well, but this dress is totally different,
Yeah.
and it's not something we've ever seen before. for. And we were actually just in a meeting on Thursday picking more, and it's hard
Mm-hmm.
to figure out, exactly what holes we need to fill, but it's also very fun,
Yeah.
and we get to see a lot of stuff that the brides don't always get to see. But it's really fun picking styles.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
can imagine like the creative side of that would be
Yes.
so fun.
Yes.
So the bride's narrowed down to a couple dresses. Maybe she's already tried them on and she's like retrying them on and she's stepping up onto the little platform, right?
Yes.
And she's like looking in the mirror. From your vantage point as like the bridal stylist, what
Mm-hmm.
do you wish that she, maybe a framework, or like what do you wish that she would be thinking of when she's stepping onto that platform? Like really, really, really getting to that final stages of like
Yeah.
finding the perfect dress for her.
Yes, that's when we're going to ask the various questions we like to ask
Yeah.
of, could you see yourself walking down the aisle in this dress? Does this make you feel like a bride? Does this make you feel like you? Like what we were talking
Hmm.
about before, like does it feel like you times 1,000? Like is it giving you that feeling? And we kind of come back to that a lot of like, what does it feel like, rather
Yeah.
than like, how do you look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to be asking their entourage like, okay, what do you think? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Does it feel like what you're envisioning for me? And I think that what a lot of brides don't realize until they start trying on dresses is like, yeah, this feels like me.
Hmm.
Not necessarily what I had this preconceived idea in my head. So that's why we try different things, you know? It's like you
Yeah.
never know until you try it on.
Yeah, and I think we do try our hardest to ask those questions when they get up there and kind of put them in that mindset of
Mhm.
like, I'm just standing in a store right now, but
Yeah.
can I see myself on my wedding day walking down to my
Like actually
fiance?
picturing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And sometimes we have them, if they're torn between two dresses, we have them close their eyes. And it's like, is there one that you see yourself in more?
Yeah.
And just like kind of really getting into the nitty gritty of like, does this feel real for you in this dress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. So you guys are in like a very specific like category of vendor,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? We
Yes, we
talked
are.
about this a
Yeah.
little bit before we started recording. You're like early on in the process,
Hmm.
in some ways like kind of removed from the day
Yes.
Very.
itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what is it like to kind of be in the spot you're in, helping with like such a big part, but also like not really doing much with like the wedding day itself?
Yeah, it is kind of hard because we do build these relationships with our brides. Even in just the hour and a half we have with them, we become their like biggest cheerleader, and
Yeah.
then sometimes we don't get to see them on their wedding day, and it's really hard. But it is really exciting, and we love when like our vendor friends will tag us in their wedding day. Sometimes we do get to see a little bit of that behind the scenes content, which is really fun. But yeah, we wish we could be there. And our brides
You're
will
like, if
ask
you
that
want to invite
sometime.
us.
Yeah, our brides ask us
Yes.
sometime. They're like, "Can we have you there to fluff the train for me while
Yeah.
while I'm walking down the aisle?" But we wish we could.
Yeah.
But
I think that too, we get to see them when they're first starting out,
mhm.
which I think is really special. Like when they're first starting to put together their vision. And I think it's really special that we get to be a part of figuring that out,
Yeah.
because the dress or whatever the garment is that they're going to be wearing kind of sets the tone for the rest of the wedding, whether it be, the overall vibe, or if they're wanting to wear, something crazy like, detailed, or whether it's very clean and simple.
Mhm.
I think that is so special, and something that I think we can be happy and excited about, rather than being there on the exact day.
Yeah.
It's kind
Yeah.
of like we get the FOMO of like, oh, I want to see one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see what happens. But we do get to kind of be with them the year leading up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like when they buy their dress, sometimes it's a year out. It takes about 6 months to come in. We see them again when it comes in, and that's kind of like really
Yeah,
exciting.
it is fun because a lot of times when they come for their first appointment, they'll have their venue picked out, they'll have their photographer picked out, but like some of those other details just haven't fallen into place. So when we see them when their dress comes in, it's really fun to be like, all right, where are you
Yeah.
planning now?
Yeah,
And a lot of our brides do a lot of like special touches on their wedding day too, as they should.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to kind of like tag along with that. I've had brides before that get like custom veils and stuff like that. And it's really cool to see their vision come together.
yeah,
And it's really cool to see it finally come together on their wedding day too, because I remember when you started and you
Yeah.
had no clue what you were doing.
yeah.
So,
That's really special to be able to fully style them too,
yeah.
because a lot of the initial try on appointment and everything is to figure out what they want.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And we kind of just like focus on the dress. Whereas when the dress comes in and it's their exact dress, their size, their color that they ordered, everything, you can really see the vision come to life when it's fitting properly and it's like exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
And then we can really style, we can really play with like accessories and just like, okay, now we see the vision.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
And I think that's what's so fun about getting to do formal wear and Mother of the Bride too, is that we get to see not just them, but their family a couple different times.
Yes.
Hmm.
We get so close with them, and being able to work with them on multiple occasions is really fun.
Yeah.
And again, just building that relationship with them and being able to like celebrate all the women in their lives as
Yeah.
well, which is really
Yeah.
nice.
It's so
Yes.
fun. Speaking of like celebrating the other women that might be super important, special to them,
Yeah.
can you speak to like different ways that brides can be like kind of giving the nod maybe to grandma or maybe to mom in some way? If there's like a part of the gown maybe that could be included, or like if mom's gown could be included somehow, or mom's veil can be included.
Yeah.
What are some different ways that brides can kind of like get that to work?
Yeah, I had a bride the other day that brought a heirloom veil in, which was really special. And we've done it before, where they've done like memory patches of like a past relative in on the inside of their dress too, which is really nice.
A really big trend right now is
Speaking of
that speaking of
trends.
trends, a really big trend right now is to actually wear your mother's dress, your mother-in-law's dress, another woman in your life, maybe even grandma's dress, at either the rehearsal dinner or
Gotcha.
at the after party somehow. Make it into a
Yes.
little short dress. That is so fun and that's so cute. And we love seeing that because it's kind of a way to wear another dress if you wanted to. I mean, the second dress is a huge thing right now.
Yes.
So being able to have a pass down in a way of like an heirloom piece, I think makes it more emotional and special. And if brides don't necessarily have that, we do have a collection of little white dresses at the store too, and that is so much fun because
Yeah.
it's so much more relaxed
Yes.
than like all the pressures
Absolutely.
of like everybody else around you and like picking your wedding dress. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is so much more relaxed when we get to have brides come in for little white dresses because it's like, wee, this is so fun.
Yeah. We had a bride recently too who her mom got her dress at our Eastern Avenue location, and she actually altered it to be a short dress. So it was two Stella's dresses still,
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes,
um,
so cool.
but two different generations.
Yeah. So, what kind of bride do you think would love or benefit from having that like second dress, or sort of like the reception fun
The
kind of
party
thing? Yeah.
bride.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of times it's the party bride, the bride that wants the most. She's very extra. She's very like, I want to do like five different dresses. Like
Yeah.
And
I want
she's ready
each.
to dance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So like it can be both in a way. Like it can be your bride that's like, wow, I want the most. I want all the things. But it can also be your bride that's like, get this dress off me.
Yes.
Like,
The heavy like
yeah.
Yes.
gown. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean it's kind of both. Like it can be a bride that's just very chill and is like, I want to change into something more comfy.
Yeah. We also see it too when brides have like two different venues. So we've had some brides recently that are like church weddings, and then they'll come to a place like Hazelwood for their reception, and they'll switch dresses there because it is like a totally different scene.
Yeah. You can have a
Um,
little bit more of a ball gowny kind of
right,
feel, and then a
right.
little bit
More
maybe,
relaxed, a
yeah.
little bit more playful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grace and Angie, it's been so great having you guys here and just talking all things dresses and bridal shop and styling. Um, in kind of the like closing out fashion, I'd love for you guys to just give those listening an idea, a picture into like the bride who's been at Stella's, tried dresses on, and maybe she's found the perfect dress, maybe she hasn't and she's still searching. What do you hope that she's feeling walking out of the door after her appointment?
Absolutely. I mean, we want every bride to leave happy, of course. But it's not all sunshine and butterflies. We get it. It can be stressful. It can be a lot. And it's completely okay to go have lunch.
Yeah.
Like, literally, take a breath. We're not trying to push you. We're never trying to sell you the dress. We are obviously selling something,
Yeah.
but what we're selling more than anything is your happiness and your confidence and you feeling great when you leave. We want to make sure that, you're celebrating when you leave, you're feeling good. And that is just our main goal always.
Yeah. Moral
As
of the
cheesy as it
story: go
is.
have lunch. Um, no, I think my main goal at the end of the appointment, whether she says yes or not, is to make sure she leaves the store feeling empowered
Mhm.
and educated.
Yes.
Because you walk into a bridal shop, you 9 times out of 10 haven't bought a wedding dress before. You don't
Right.
know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Never done this before.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So I want to teach my brides a little bit about the process. And again, just empower them. I made a great decision today. Even if I didn't make that decision, I learned a lot. I know what I want.
Exactly.
I'm headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love that.
yeah.
It's such a great mindset to have.
Yeah.
And it's so like beyond, the financial like investment of them buying the dress at Stella's. It's
Yeah.
almost like it doesn't matter as long as they're leaving with like what you said,
Yeah.
empowered, feeling
That
like they know more.
that is like the last piece of our puzzle.
Yeah.
We are not going to sell you a dress that's over your budget, but whatever your budget is, we don't care. We'll find you a dress regardless.
Yeah, it's kind of we get a little crazy with it. Like
Yeah.
after they leave, if we don't have what they want, we're like, okay,
We gotta
let's find
find
it.
it.
Yeah.
Let's find it.
We
Let's
need a
figure it
dress
out.
now.
And then we'll like text them later and be like, hey, I found this dress. I think you're really gonna love. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just we might care a little too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened before too, where we may not be open to a designer that has exactly what they're looking for, and we've
Mhm.
recommend that they go to one of our other local shops and gone there and
Yeah,
found something there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's community over competition.
Always, always. I love that. Girls, thank you so much for being on
Yeah,
and
thank you
representing
so
much.
Stella's. It
Yes.
just sounds like such a cool shop.
Thank you.
No reason to be there, but it would be fun to, to visit and see the shop. But I appreciate everyone who's tuned into this episode. Such a great conversation, and hopefully you've learned some stuff about dresses
Yeah.
and bridal wear and all the things.
yes.
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or somewhere else that you get, I don't know where else you get podcasts, but I would appreciate if you could leave us a review. Just let us know how you're liking the show. Share it with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, hey, what's up? How's it going? Appreciate you being here. Drop a comment down below. Let us know how you like this episode and how you liked our conversation. Ask some questions.
Yes.
We'll get in there, the
We love
comments, and
that.
respond. We love that.
Absolutely.
And make sure you're subscribed. There's going to be way more coming down the pipeline, if you will. And but that's all for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Preferred List.
Woo.
Yay.